Assalamu alaikum and hello everybody. I hope you're all doing really well. So welcome to today's video. I'm going to do a very long overdue Q&A video. It feels like I've not done one of these for ages and I don't think I have. And I thought it'd be nice to have a little catch up with you guys. So grab your cuppas, grab a glass of water, whatever you want. Come and join me and let's have a chat. One-way chat for the next, I don't know, however long. Sometimes I can go on with myself. So I asked on my YouTube, like a community post, I asked if anyone had any questions, and on Instagram. So I'm just going to answer questions from both places and I'll try and answer as many as possible. And if there's any repeats, then obviously I won't be answering them. But anyway, let's get stuck in, loves. Let's get ready to rumble. So the first question, Salam Shamsa, Walaikum Salam my love. Please can you answer how you budget and save? Thank you. You're welcome already. I've not answered it, but you're very welcome. Budget and saving, very, very important, especially nowadays with the cost of living the way it is, but also when you've got kids. Also when you've got a lot of kids, so you have to be really careful with your money. Unless you're a millionaire or billionaire nowadays, then you're all right. But for the average person like myself, we need to really budget and save. So I kind of share how I budget and save from my videos. You'll get an idea of me doing our weekly shop and trying to save money where we can and trying not to spend too much and buying things that I don't need. I don't actually have like a set budget or a set plan. Like I know some people will be really organized and have their budget for the month. I just kind of go with what I know. Inshallah, you will have seen my weekly grocery haul that I uploaded recently. So we try and shop at Farm Foods to save money there, use any vouchers from their newsletter. One tip I can give you in terms of kids' clothing. For example, if you need winter coats for the kids, get it at the end of winter season for the previous year. So for my kids, what I did at the end of winter, so I think it was about January, February, Asda had a sale on their winter coats and they're wearing them now. So they're wearing them this winter. So just make sure you get the right size. So for example, for Nusayba, if I was getting her coat for last year, I would have got size 2 to 3, but I knew I was getting it for this winter, so I made sure I got it in size 3 to 4. I'm pretty sure the coats I got on sale were only about £12, and that's brilliant because if you buy the items at the start of the season, they're going to be full price, at least £25-30 probably, and the styles don't change. Like the styles they had last year are going to be pretty much the same. They might just bring the same stock out. So that's one tip I've got for you for budgeting and saving money. Same thing for summer, end of summer, get your nice summer dresses, swimming costumes or hats and sunglasses, whatever you need for the kids during the summer season, shorts, save them for the following year. Primark, Asda, mainly where I shop. Temu is really good actually. We love to shop on Temu. I like doing a nice big order. I know some people don't agree with it because of labour from the Uyghurs. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm pretty sure the same stuff is sold on Amazon and the same stuff is on TikTok shop as well. If you're going to get it from those other shops anyway, might as well just get it from Temu. What else can I suggest? Bulk buy things on offer. I hope that helped a little bit. Very sorry if it didn't. I feel like I ramble sometimes and then I don't fully answer the question, but inshallah I'll try and keep your question in mind as I make my videos so that I kind of incorporate it in my videos and, you know, constantly give you kind of tips and ideas here and there, inshallah. The next question is, Walaikum Salam, love. How do you deal with tantrums? I've been with you for many years. Love you, sis, and lots of exes. Bless you, sis. I recognize your name. I recognize your face. I hope you're really, really well. And I remembered you said your husband was not feeling well and he was in the hospital. Then you left another comment. So I was going to say, I hope he gets better, or I hope he's better. But then you actually left another comment on the video, which I'll read out now if I can find it. Your second comment was, I have a request, please. Please thank everyone on my behalf for their du'as for my husband's recovery. Alhamdulillah, he is doing well. With all your du'as, so jazakallah khair. Oh, barakallah feek, love, from everyone. I represent everyone. But alhamdulillah, I'm so glad your husband is feeling so much better. It must be so hard, you know, parenting on your own when your husband's not well and in the hospital. So alhamdulillah that he's better, and I pray that he stays well just for you, my love. So the next question is, are we allowed to ask questions about family? You're allowed to ask what you want. ask whatever you like. I might not answer it, but you're allowed to ask whatever you like. If so, do all of your children still live at home? And are you and your husband originally from the UK? So yes, all my children are still living at home. It's a very crowded home and we need a bigger home. But inshallah, Allah provides. So I'm just waiting for a house to land in my lap. No, inshallah, just making dua and seeing what we can do. But also my older kids are getting old. Who knows, before we even move into a bigger house, they might be off living their own lives. So just take each day as it comes. But right now, everyone's at home, alhamdulillah. And it's a blessing, really, because once everyone's living their own lives and they start moving out, then life changes, doesn't it? And once they get married and things like that. But alhamdulillah, there's blessing in everything. So anyway, the second part of that question, are you and your husband originally from the UK? So yeah, I was born in the UK. I was born in Oldham, which is not far from Manchester, like a half an hour, 20-minute drive really, northwest of England. What a great place, mashallah, just like Manchester, nice and dull. So yeah, born and brought up in Oldham, and then I came to live in Manchester with Akil for about 20 odd years now it's been. So half my life in Manchester, and yes, I was born in Oldham and lived here in the UK my whole life. Akil, on the other hand, was born in Angola, which is in West Africa, just above, is it South Africa? I think it's just above there, next to Congo, I think it is. I'd love to go to Angola, we need to go, but it's a bit difficult, it's expensive and it's far away. So inshallah, let the kids get a bit older overall. Like the youngest should be at least 10. No, I'm joking. She doesn't have to be that old. And I'd love to take them all on Umrah and things like that as well to Saudi. So let's see how it goes, inshallah. But anyway, yeah, so he was born in Angola and then he came to the UK when he was about 9, 10, I think it was. He lived in London for maybe 5 years, I think, and then moved to Manchester. So he's had more of a tour to get to Manchester, whereas I've just been settled here. He did go en route Portugal, I think, so he stayed in Portugal for maybe a year or two, I don't know, but he took a scenic route to Manchester. So I hope that answers your question. And originally I'm Pakistani, obviously, in case you didn't know that. So the next question is one from Instagram. Any plans for the Christmas holidays? So yeah, I would have loved to like go away somewhere for a few days, maybe London, drive down, stay at a hotel. A kid can visit his sister. His sister lives in London and he's got other family there. But then he was thinking about the driving and he couldn't really be bothered. He's like, I don't know if I want to drive all the way to London. And then we thought of public transport, and then, you know, it's just cold and wet. And so probably won't go very far. If anything, we'll be doing something not too far from Manchester. We're getting old now. Don't want to move. Just settled here now. So if we do something, it'll be around Manchester. Maybe a night away somewhere at a travel lodge at a local city. Or maybe not going anywhere, just staying at home watching movies and then doing daily outings. Well, not daily, but every few days doing a little outing. Also, Christmas holidays, what happens? The kids get ill. The kids have just recovered from chickenpox. Alhamdulillah. So I'm hoping, because they're getting their illnesses out of the way, Christmas holidays, they'll be fine. I remember last year, quite a few of them were ill, the year before as well. So you just don't know. When it's the holidays, you might plan something and then the kids end up being ill and you can't enjoy it, or you have to cancel it. I remember one year, one of my kids was really ill. Not really severely, but just he had a cold and fever, and it took him a few days to recover. And then we had booked a trip to Birmingham. Yeah, we went anyway because we thought he's not the one driving, he'd be fine. He was only like 15 then. And we had a Dixie's chicken takeaway. He couldn't enjoy it fully. So that's the story. I bet you were waiting for something really exciting. He was having Dixie's chicken and he wished he could have it and really enjoy it, but he couldn't, sadly. But alhamdulillah, he's been to Dixie's since and he's got over it now. Okay, so the next question is it hard to live in a non-Muslim country? If so, what are the most difficult things you have faced? And do you ever think of moving to a Muslim country? Assalamu alaikum, Shamsa. Wa alaikum salam, my lovely. That's a really good question, a really interesting one, and one that I can go on about for ages. Yes, many times I've considered, we as a family have considered moving to a Muslim country, and it's still something we'd love to do, maybe not right now with the way everything is just so unstable, but inshallah, if it's meant to be, we'll end up somewhere. Like the dream is somewhere peaceful, calm, mountainous, with your own farm, go and live there, and even though I don't like walking in mud, so I don't think I'll do great. I'll just stay in the house. Akil can do all the harvesting, whatever you call it. I like growing vegetables though. So yeah, the dream is to have like your own property abroad, somewhere peaceful, away from cities, away from madness, just somewhere nice and calm, and just retire there. But inshallah, see how it goes. See if we're still alive then. There might be nuclear war before then. So yeah, that answers your part of the question to do with moving to a Muslim country. So living in a non-Muslim country. So I was born and brought up in the UK, and it's all I know. And like, I'm Pakistani. If I ever went back to Pakistan, and the times we visited when we were younger, you feel like an outsider. You feel like an outsider sometimes here, not really anymore. But in Pakistan, you're not seen as proper Pakistani anyway, because you've got a British passport and you're born and brought up abroad, and people can tell a mile off that this person is not a native Pakistani, and then you might get ripped off and taken the mick out of a bit. Living in a non-Muslim country is actually not bad, alhamdulillah. I'm not going to complain. The Muslim community here has done so much work to make it nice for us as Muslims. Halal meat, the easy access to halal meat. I would never have thought farm foods and buying loads of halal meat from there. The masjids, you can pray anytime, well, obviously at the allocated times, but locally to us there's 5-6 masjids, and it helps. The main thing is living within your Muslim community. I've lived in non-Muslim communities, and then you definitely do feel sometimes on edge. If your neighbours are a little bit racist, some of our neighbours have been racist in the past, then it's not fun at all. And you need to make sure you're living amongst your community. And I don't mean ethnicity, I just mean religion. Make sure there's Muslims around you, make sure there's a masjid around you. And even though this area where I live might be more run down, it's not posh, but what you feel is the community feeling. Muslims everywhere, different ethnicities, and I love it. I love that about the area that we live in. So if you're not from here and you are thinking of moving here, make sure the area that you move to has lots of Muslims, or maybe lots of different ethnicities, but most importantly lots of Muslims, and not just one ethnicity of Muslims. But even if there is, and that's all you can go to, then that's fine, because you want the masjids, you want the halal meat, you want the community kind of feeling. And if you think about it, look at what's happening in Syria right now. Bashar al-Assad, what he did to his own people, the torture dungeons, the prisons. Like, my mind is like, this man and his regime did this to his own people. This is a Muslim country. Here we can speak freely. You might get a little bit in trouble, but you can't speak freely in some Muslim countries. You get arrested, you get tortured. It's just shocking. So, you know, I can't really complain. I was saying to Akil, look at us here. We're comfortable, alhamdulillah. We can practice our religion freely. And I think some people just complain a bit too much and don't see the good in where they are. Obviously, it's not perfect. You know, they might teach things in school that we don't agree with, and haram things are more accessible. But I think, alhamdulillah, we have it good so far. Things can change overnight. Sometimes I feel like us in the West, Muslims in the West, are comparable to, like, it's going to sound really dramatic, but you know Moses, Musa alayhi salam, in the Pharaoh's household. Pharaoh had his slaves and he enslaved the Jews, didn't he? But then Musa was one of the Jews, but he was living in the Pharaoh's house. It's almost like we're in like Pharaoh's land. And as a Muslim in the West, I feel like I've got a duty to try to help Muslims abroad. Not that I do much, but I try to speak here and there or share what I can. But we've got certain privileges here that I feel as Muslims we should use them and speak out for the Muslims that are abroad, that are being persecuted by their own Muslim leaders and they can't speak out themselves. It's our duty to speak out, at least to do what we can, like to help the people in Gaza, speak out as much as we can. Even though it seems like we're not making much of a difference, but I'm sure it is, inshallah, and Allah can see. So that's the main thing. So overall, alhamdulillah, my 42 years in this non-Muslim country has been a positive experience overall. I can't say I regret growing up here. Alhamdulillah, I'm happy. Okay, it'd be great if I'd grown up in a Muslim country where you hear the azan. That's one thing I'd love, is if you can hear the azan publicly. What are the most difficult things you've faced? Maybe racism, I guess. Yeah, racism, I guess, is the most difficult thing you'll face in this country. And right now, a lot of it is online, not against me personally, but if you go on Twitter or X, the racist people on there talking about immigrants and boats and chucking brown people out, and it's just mad. But let them talk, it's fine. Alhamdulillah, we're doing okay here. And yeah, I think I'll stop answering that question because I went on with myself there. Hi Shamsa, you never share videos of your parents or siblings visiting you or visiting them? Question mark, question mark. Hi lovely. I don't really share my family. For a start, they're not online. That's not what they like. They don't share themselves like I do. I have shared in the past. If I visited them in my vlogs and stuff, I'll have mentioned I'm going to my sisters or my mum, so it happens, but I just don't share them really. So the next question is, how do you keep teens away from the haram stuff non-Muslim teens do? Golly gosh. The best advice I can give you, I'll tell you this, as someone who was a bit of a rebel myself, not as a teenager but as an older person. You've taught them about our religion and what is expected of them. You've taught them that they need to pray 5 daily prayers no matter what. Keep your prayers up, your salah, your fajr, zohr, asr, maghrib, isha. Complete your pillars of Islam, your Ramadan. You have to fast for 30 days every year. If they can't keep these basics up, then they're going to go off the rails. Also, your actions will influence your children. I know of Muslims who, like, they won't fast in Ramadan because their dad didn't. You need to make sure you've taught them the pillars of Islam. You know what's expected of them. 5 daily prayers to try and keep up with them. And inshallah, that will keep them away from the bad stuff. And if it doesn't keep them away, it'll bring them back to it. So they might go away from the religion for a few years, but inshallah, they'll come back to it. And you've done your duty. That's the main thing, because we can't fully control our children. We can try and help them and guide them and advise them, but we can't control them. And at some point, you're going to have to release them into the world. And you just pray that you've done a good enough job. And try not to worry and stress. You know, if you've done your job, Allah's got them, inshallah. You've done what you need to do, and inshallah they'll stick to the right path and won't stray too far from it. And I guess you're always advising, make sure you keep an eye on their company as well. It's a little bird there, it's really distracting. I should close the window, but it's so hot. Phones as well, just keep an eye on what they're doing on their phones. We gave our kids phones quite late in life, which I think is a good idea. So yeah, just keep an eye on what they're doing on the phones. There's a saying, isn't there? The devil makes work for an idle mind, or an idle mind is the devil's playground. So if your mind's too free, who's going to fill it up? The shaitan's going to put loads of ideas, or, you know, make you do really stupid things. Keep yourselves busy, but busy in good, or keep them busy in as much good as you can. Next question. Assalamu alaikum sister. Wa alaikum salam, my love. I hope you're well, alhamdulillah. Can you please share your tips or advice on patience? I have 3 kids, twin 4-year-olds, wow, mashallah, and a 2-year-old. Well, your patience is going to be non-existent, love. Sorry about that. I find my patience wasting more than it should. So looking for any tips on how to keep calm in the chaos some days. Jazakallahu khair and barakallahu feek, my love. You've got it hard, love. You've got 2 kids, 4-year-olds. They're naughty as well, aren't they, at that age? And a 2-year-old. You have to be patient and wait till they're older so they can just calm down. You know, I'm only playing. You're bound to have your patience run thin. Can you take out slots of like 10 minutes here and there just to like take time for yourself and for a mental health break? Because you will lose patience, and inshallah try to utilize as much help as you can. When the kids are really messing about or just you can't settle them, taking them out for a walk in the pram really helps, to the park. In this weather it's not great, is it? Or a bath. Give them a bath. You'll be giving them about 20 baths a day, won't you, at this rate, because they'll be driving you mad. Make sure you've got some kind of routine in place, because that's really going to help. Because if you know you've got a routine, then you'll be able to hold on for a bit longer. So if you know at 1 p.m. they're all having a nice little nap, then you get that time to yourself. And if they're messing about in the morning, then you think, oh, I've got till 1, they're going to go to sleep then, and I'll get half an hour to myself, and that'll revive you and make you feel a bit better. So that'll help you to be more patient. So routines definitely help. Just make dua as well, I guess, just to focus yourself and think about the purpose of life, and that this is just one of life's tests. And inshallah, when they grow a little bit older, they're going to be lovely, full of life characters that are going to be wonderful company for you. And if you can just ride it out for these first few years, when they're older, you're really going to appreciate that you did what you did. So look into the future is a great idea, and routine is definitely a wonderful one too. The next question, Salam, you okay? Alhamdulillah, I'm well, thank you. Want to get into making videos for YouTube, but how to go about it? So just start, honestly. Think about what you're going to record. Press record on your phone and just record it. Initially, not many people will watch it, and you need at least like 100 videos. I know it sounds like a lot. At least 100 videos before you can get any good at it or get used to it, and before you find your thing really. So just start, really, record. Don't worry about people watching you or making fun of you. Not many people are going to watch it initially. Nowadays, everyone's online. Everyone's on TikTok. All sorts of people are on there doing crazy dances with all sorts of body shapes. I see some really, really interesting videos on TikTok and I love them all. So when I started, it wasn't like that. You'd have to be more like put together. Not that I ever was. So you really don't need to worry, especially now. Put yourself out there, share whatever you want to share. Inshallah, someone will benefit from it. That's advice if you're struggling just to start. I don't know if you need advice about like how to actually record them and stuff, but you can do everything on your phone nowadays, can't you? And there's tutorials on YouTube anyway, so all the best with it, inshallah. Put yourself out there. I'll watch it. Go on, send me a link. Inshallah, I'll watch it. The next question, Salaam alaikum beauty. Oh well, thank you. Do your kids bathe every other night or daily? Screen time daily or weekend? Daily bathing or every other night. So in summer, daily, because they're all sticky and sweaty. At this time of year, maybe every other day, because yeah, they don't need it as often. But like I said, my kids have had chicken pox, so I've been giving them a bath a bit more regularly. But yeah, usually in winter I wouldn't give them a bath every night. Screen time daily or weekend? I am really bad with this. Like, I was thinking, I feel like a failure sometimes. I feel like I've raised my kids, but I might have failed a bit at times. So you'll get many moments like that where you feel like a failure. And I was watching this really cute video. If I can find it, I'll share it on here. But it was a really cute video of these two little, I think they look like Indonesian or something. They're really cute. They were washing dishes, like 2-year-old, 3-year-old, reciting the Quran, mashallah, while washing dishes, 2 little boys. And I thought, have I failed as a parent or what? Because my kids can't do that, even at this age, at the age of 20, I won't see my eldest reciting Quran and washing dishes. And a 3-year-old, mashallah, Allahumma barik, you know, I didn't want to do evil eye, but I was kind of thinking, I wish I was better at parenting. So I'm not the best to ask, to be honest. In terms of screen time, it's really hard. I'll tell you what's really hard. I've got older kids and I've got younger ones. So boys are difficult. Boys love games, obsessed with gaming, games. Girls are okay. Well, I don't know, you guys might have different experience. So you've got older boys who've got a PS5, they're playing away. What do you think the younger ones are doing? Watching them, learning, wanting to join in. It's really difficult when they've got older siblings who are grown and it's in the kitchen. Like, I've never allowed the kids to have a TV, PS5 in their room, because we want to be able to see what's going on, and if they're chatting to anyone, there's like paedophiles. And I remember hearing about Roblox and they talk to like paedophiles and stuff, or paedophiles try to contact them, something like that, or maybe it was just rumours, I don't know. So for many reasons they never had the like games console in their room or a TV. Everything's downstairs where we can see it, no computers and stuff upstairs. So they do everything in the kitchen. The kids are in the kitchen, they're in the living room, so it's a bit difficult. But okay, we try and get the PS5 switched off, like 7 PM, switch it off. If it's Friday, Saturday, they can switch it off a bit later, like 9ish. Sometimes they take the mic, they will do. I'm the softer parent. Yes, it's true. Akil, mashallah, he's better. But if he's tired and he's gone to sleep, like sometimes he'll be tired in the evening, he'll go to sleep, the kids take the mick a little bit. Yeah. Then he wakes up and he has a good go at them. But anyway, it's hard with boys, you know. As a woman, I think it's difficult with the boys, but that's what Akil's there for, alhamdulillah. The next question, please can you do a small clip about your earnings, saving and expenditures as you're a big family? It would be interesting to know. That does sound really interesting. Thank you for your question. So like I said, I haven't got like a proper budget, like we've not planned out our spending and saving. I just kind of work it out as we go. But like I said, I'll try and include it like in my videos as we go forward, just kind of give you tips and stuff. And if I can ever do a proper video on like earning, saving and expenditures and you know how we break it down, then inshallah I'll do that in a proper dedicated video just for you and for anyone else who wants to watch it. Next question, Salam Shamsa, I'd be interested to know how you manage budget, savings, etc. for such a big family. Also, that's something that people are interested in. Gosh, golly gosh, inshallah I'll put something like that together at some point. Someone asked, do you want more children? Bless your love. You know, I have been feeling a bit broody lately. I had a dream I was pregnant a couple of weeks ago, which scared the life out of me. So I don't have any plans to have any more children. I'm just too old. I feel too old. I need to recover myself and look after my own health so I can be here when the kids are older, inshallah. If I was like 5 years younger, yeah, I would definitely have more children. I like babies. I like them when they're older as well, but I like babies. Let me show you a photo of Nusayba that I look at and I just think, I just want to eat you up and I want more of you. There's my little angel. I'll show you properly in a second. Please excuse all the lines. So this is actually my old phone. I was meant to get rid of it. I bought a phone to replace it. But what happened? The SIM card doesn't work in it. It was working for a while and then it just stopped working. So I've had to put the SIM card back in here. Otherwise I can't make calls and stuff. But I can use the internet, so I use this for like social media. But let me show you my Nusayba. I don't know how old she was then, probably about 1, but look at the rolls on her feet, the pose itself, the chubbiness, the delightfulness, mashallah, Allahumma barik, honestly. Yeah, Haroon's there. I would love to share my kids more on social media because mashallah, they're adorable, as every mother says about their child. But yeah, just for privacy reasons. I look at photos of her like that and other photos of my kids when they were younger and think I want more of them now, but I'm too old now. Also, lack of space, need a bigger house. One thing I really would have loved is for Nusayba, my youngest, to have another sister to play with. She likes to put makeup and do my hair, but I'm not as exciting as another little girl would be. So for that reason, I would have considered having another child if I was younger. But there's no guarantee that I'd have a girl, is there? So I could end up with like loads of boys again, and then after another 5, 6 might have a little girl and I'll be 70 by then. So in short, I would love more children if I was younger. No plans to have any kids. Inshallah next is grandkids. Not anytime soon though. The next question, advice to someone who wants many children but dreads the first 2 years. Allahumma barik, you inspire me. Thank you so much. You're very sweet. You know, it's going to be hard. You have to accept that yes, the first 2-3 years are hard work, but if you want what you want, you're gonna have to just bite the bullet. But don't destroy your mental and physical health over having children. If you know your mind might not be able to cope, then don't do it. Like, don't force yourself. Give yourself the gap. Now, for example, if I was younger, like I said, I would have more kids. Nusayba's gone full-time to school. I right now would be pregnant, or I would be planning on having my next child. So make sure you're able to deal with one child at a time. So don't have like multiple children close together, because if you're dreading the first 2 years, if you've got more than one child at that time, you're going to really struggle. So inshallah, you need to have a plan in place. Have lots of ideas for how you're going to cope on those difficult days and how you're going to look after yourself as well, inshallah, and being organized and maybe doing some meal prep and getting as much help as you can. For example, think about someone who's studying medicine. They know they're going to work really hard for 5 years, but at the end of it, they're going to get their qualification, they're going to become a doctor, and it might still be hard, but it might not be as intense as those 5 years. They know in their head that I've got a difficult 5 years ahead. I knew when I had my younger 3 that it was going to be hard work, and it was hard work, especially if you've not got much help, apart from obviously my husband and kids. But if you've not got much outside help, then you know and you expect that it's going to be really hard, but you're willing to ride that storm because you're looking beyond that. Like now, my youngest is 3 and I've got a bit of free time. and I can breathe a little bit, and I think it was totally worth it. It might have been difficult at the time, and some days I wanted to rip my hair out and scream, but looking back, it was worth it. And it's so nice, alhamdulillah, to see the kids playing together. They have, alhamdulillah, they have a lot of fun. I don't like to share, you know, too much positive or nice things about having a big family, because people might give evil eye. It's such a blessing, honestly. It really honestly is. I grew up in a big family, had a lot of siblings, and I love to see my kids interacting, playing with each other. And like I said, if I could give Nusayba another sister, I would love to do that, because Ayub and Harun, even though they fight all the time, they, you know, they've got each other. And when you're older, you need your siblings more. You might have periods where you hate your brother, you hate your sister, but when you get older, you rely on each other, and you might have friends, but there's nothing like that sibling relationship. So if you can, if you're capable and your mind can handle it and your body, then go for it. But don't put your own mental or physical health at risk, because if it's going to drive you literally mental, then you don't want to do it to yourself. Make sure you can physically or mentally handle it, but at the same time, make dua. You know, Allah's there for us. Make dua that Allah makes it easy for you, and Allah will help you. That's what our religion is there for, so we can turn to our religion and make dua, pray to Allah that we're able to get through certain situations. So in conclusion, don't put yourself through difficult situations if you know you won't be able to handle it. But if it's something that you think, okay, maybe I can just about manage, and it will be hard, but at the end it's worth it, then you go ahead. And also do istihara, pray to Allah to guide you to what's best for you. So I really hope that helps. Walaikum salam says, oh, it's just a statement actually. Your family is blessed to have you. Oh, thank you so much. You're so kind. I'll ask them if they feel blessed. They'll probably say no. Joke. I would comfortably be your friend. Oh, I love that. I feel like I'd be friends with loads of you, and I wish we could be friends, but it's fine. Online friends, that's where it's at nowadays. Next question, can you please do a vlog of what you do in a day apart from cooking? A vlog about you and what you do daily. I have been watching you ever since you started YouTube, and I really enjoy your vlogs, mashallah. Oh, thank you so much, and I appreciate you watching me for so long. I really appreciate it. So I guess you're looking for my vlog channel. That's where I share like other stuff. Here it's mainly like cooking, meal prep, things like that. Shamsa Vlogs, search for it. I'm trying to upload weekly, so not weekly vlogs, but I'll vlog a couple of days, or I might vlog a weekend or a certain day, and then I'll try and upload Fridays. Friday evening I'm trying to upload. Sometimes it might be a little bit late because I don't know why, different reasons, kids most likely. But yeah, that's what you're looking for. Inshallah, I'll try and upload more regularly, and we can catch up over there, right? You'll see what else I get up to. Nothing exciting, most likely bargain shopping and then talking a bit of rubbish on the side. Next question, please share daily routine with kids from morning to evening. Thank you so much for your question. I'm not sure if you mean to tell you now what I do from morning to evening, or if you want like a daily routine video, which I have got many of those. So yeah, I'll try and upload more of those, inshallah. Because if I sit here and tell you what I do from morning to evening, it might be a little bit boring. So instead I'll have to show you. Next question, Salam Hun wanted to ask about living with a child who has special needs and how you overcome the hard days. So I don't know if I've actually mentioned this. I think I've mentioned it briefly in another video. One of my kids has special needs. It's my older daughter. She's going to be 18 really soon. She's got autism. So that's my older daughter, Taiba. She goes to a special needs college. She's in college now, but she did go to a special needs high school. And it's one of the most difficult things I've ever done. You don't have a handbook, you don't have a manual, and it's so unknown. Like, she's never going to be independent. So the thing with Deba, she does speak. For a while, she didn't speak. Like, she was late to speaking. And the way she talks still, the average person might not be able to understand exactly what she's saying. Also, she has certain routines and things that she does, some obsessive things that she does. Also, she doesn't read or write. Yeah, it's one of the most difficult things that I've ever had to do. We've had some tough days. As she's getting older and her hormones are in the mix, it's just a learning curve, really. So it is really difficult. And the people I have the most respect for are parents of special needs children. Especially those parents of children with needs even greater than my daughter's. How do I overcome the hard days? Some days I'm like, this is absolutely mad. I don't know how I'm getting through this day. But then there's brighter days, there's calmer days. When she's at school or college, wonderful, because she gets that routine. They love their routine, don't they? So when there was lockdown, oh my God, she just totally couldn't handle it, and I'm sure it was difficult for many special needs parents. Just making dua for Allah to help you in those difficult situations, and not worrying too much about the future, just taking each day as it comes, letting those kids decide how your day is going to go. No, I'm joking. Do the things that they want to do and try not to put them in situations that might stress them or might stress you out. She's at that age now, she's an adult. I can't believe she's an adult right now. It's just unpredictable. You don't know how she's going to change as she gets older or what's going to happen. There's so much more help out there. I wish I knew more when she was younger. I feel like it would have really helped. You know, when she was younger, so she's my third child, 2 older brothers, right? And she wasn't talking for like the first 2 odd years. And then I mentioned it to the health visitor. She came around for some other reason. She said, oh, it's just because her brothers talk for her. And just dismissed it like that. And obviously that puts your heart at ease. You think, oh, okay, so that's why, because she's got 2 older brothers who are doing all the talking for her. But it wasn't that, obviously. She's got autism. I wish I'd sorted out speech therapy, or I wish I'd looked into more things, but it's difficult. I don't have a clue. I didn't have a clue then, and it seems like there's more help. So my advice is, if you've got younger kids with special needs, make use of as much help as you can. Get them the speech therapy early, and inshallah it'll really help when they're older. This is really long, isn't it? And I need to go and pick one of my kids up, one of the older ones. Next question, please make a video in which you speak Urdu or any Pakistani language. Are you born in Pakistan? When will be the last trip you come to Pakistan? I like this question about Pakistan. My Urdu, I don't speak Urdu. How are you? Aap kaise ho? Cringe, I know. Leave it at that. That's the most Urdu you're going to get out of me. Are you born in Pakistan? No, born in the UK, like I mentioned earlier. And then, when will be the last trip you came to Pakistan? So the last time I came to Pakistan was actually when I was 16. Was it? That was ages ago. Gosh, it feels like yesterday. No, it doesn't. I'd love to visit Pakistan again, but not got any plans right now. Akil's coming and he can't wait. I'm joking. I wonder how it'd be for him. It'd probably be okay, you know. Some of the Pakistanis might be better over there than they are here. You never know. I don't know. I feel like things are probably changing, but maybe they're not. I have no idea, you know. I'm so in my own little corner and bubble that I wouldn't have a clue, but alhamdulillah. Just that. That's all I've got to say. Okay, next question. A question close to my heart. Yes. What's your way to relax? Your favourite foods? And how to cope with your own anxiety when you're feeling overwhelmed? Please, same for your husband. Thank you so very kindly. I've not got that much time, so I'll not talk about my husband, but okay, fair enough, he likes to watch football, he likes to play chess on his computer and listen to podcasts or people that he likes to listen to, and has a little laugh while he's on his phone listening to something, and he has mashallah, he has a nice laugh there. So that's his way of dealing with things. My favourite foods, I'm very like open to all sorts of food. I like my curries, chapatis. I don't make chapatis that often because it takes long, but I am a fan. Love chocolate, and that's not great, is it? How to cope with your own anxiety. Try to take time out for myself. Try to relax. Not stress or worry about the future too much. Just take each day as it comes. I can get quite bad anxiety, especially with, like I mentioned, how my daughter is. And actually, when we came back from Turkey, I nearly blacked out at the airport. There's a sister there that I saw, Nazi, if you're watching this, salam love. I wanted to go and chat to her, but I wasn't feeling well. I had a really bad tummy ache, and then I almost blacked out. I think I was nervous, and I'd worked myself up because we were going to get on the flight back to the UK. And on the flight there from the UK to Turkey, so our summer holiday to Turkey, it had been quite stressful, and it hadn't been a good flight for Teba. I was really worried about the flight back, and I didn't realise it was physically affecting me, and I nearly passed out. So that wasn't fun. So how do I cope with my own anxiety? Let myself know that this too shall pass. The situation won't be difficult forever, and I'll have good days and bad days. I would have answered it in more detail, but I've got to go soon, so I hope that helps a little bit. Okay, next question. Tips on how to manage having so many children. I'm in awe of your family, Allahumma barik, and I'm planning to have many children too, inshallah. Just interested in knowing how you do it. Oh, thank you so much, and I pray you have lots and lots of children and get lots of blessings and increase the ummah, as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. He wants us to have lots of children. So like I said, I try to share my kind of days, how I cope, and the things that I do to make my life easier, meal prepping, and try to keep on top of things and take time out for myself. And actually, it's not like I had 7 kids in one go. It was one after the other. Some of them are older, so it's not like they're all in a baby phase. If I had 7 kids at once, I can't even imagine how I'd cope. So sometimes the older kids will help with the younger ones. So help from others is really wonderful. They're not all the same age, which really helps. They help each other as well, don't they? And they entertain each other, which is wonderful. You know, sometimes I read comments, or nothing to do with my videos or my situation, but sometimes people will say, oh, how can you have so many kids? It's not like you can give them each as much attention as they need. Like, how do you get that one-on-one time? Growing up myself, I had loads of siblings and we spent time with each other. And that's what I remember. I did spend time with my parents, but growing up, it was all about relationships with your siblings and having fun with your siblings. It wasn't about, I want loads of one-on-one time with my mum. I really wish my mum would give me more attention. It was never like that. I don't know. I just feel like people seem to make a big deal about that one-on-one time with your mum or your dad. But for me, it was about siblings. That was the fun. That was the joy in the house. And obviously, it was fun with my mum as well. But what I remember more is you need those siblings and playing fun games and stuff. Who did you do more of that with? Your siblings as you were growing up? This is me speaking as someone who grew up with lots of siblings. And inshallah, it'll be the same for my kids. And I do try and spend one-on-one time with them when I can. For example, if one of them's off school and there's teacher training day, then I'll have fun with that one child. Lucky them. Is all I can say. So next question, some other questions. How do you get in free time for yourself with a big family, mashallah? How do you teach your children about the deen? How do you and Akil find time for each other throughout the busyness of everyday life? So free time for myself. This is time for myself right now. No one else is here. I'm talking to you guys. If I wasn't talking to you guys, I might be watching TV. So when they're at school, you get that time to yourself. Alhamdulillah, I feel like I can get that time for myself, but that's probably because I don't work full time. I work from home. So alhamdulillah, that's one of the blessings of working from home for yourself, kind of. How do you teach your children about the deen? So we live our way of life, teach them about the prayers, make sure they pray on time. And like I said, sometimes I might feel like a failure seeing those children washing dishes and reciting the Quran, mashallah. But we do what we can, alhamdulillah. How do you and Akil find time for each other throughout the busyness of everyday life? So one thing we used to do actually, Friday mornings used to be like our time. Even if we had like one younger child with us, we'd go into town, city centre, go have some breakfast or lunch and then pray our Jummah prayer in town. And we might get back to doing that, inshallah, now that the kids are all at school. But yeah, just finding like a morning here and there, going out, having a bit of lunch, getting a sandwich or a pasty from Greg's and having a little chat over your tea is such an honour and a blessing to do, because we're not going to live forever. One of us is going to leave the earth probably sooner than the other, so take that time for your partner as well and appreciate each other. A reminder to myself first, because sometimes we forget to appreciate each other. Next question, kids pack lunch ideas. So yeah, I actually only have 2 kids that I do pack lunches for nowadays. Mine are really basic: tuna sandwich, salami sandwich, crisp packet, a drink. No, I don't even put a drink in anymore. They take a water bottle, penguin bar or something. But they're older. There's loads of ideas though on Instagram. That's it, isn't it? Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok. I bet you've got loads of ideas. So I think there'll be better mums out there to help you with that one. So yeah, TikTok, I bet they've got loads of stuff on there. Go and have a look. Type in kids pack lunch ideas. I bet you're going to be overwhelmed. Next question, recommend some shows, some series and movies please too. I watched The Night Agent on Netflix. It's one that stood out to me that I really enjoyed. I actually watched it again because apparently they're going to have a season 2 of it. So I thought I'll recap my season 1 knowledge. It's like an action kind of thriller. I really enjoyed that. So apart from that, we watched That Christmas on Netflix over the weekend while the kids had their chicken pox and they weren't feeling well. It was a nice, relaxing family movie. I really enjoyed it. It's an animation and your kids will really enjoy it if you allow like Christmas movie watching. Maybe you're a bit stricter like that. But I just like the atmosphere. It's really nice. Next question, which day do you do meal prep? You know what? I'm going to go and I'll come back and finish these questions off because there's so many and I take long answering each question. Also, my camera battery is flashing. So I'll put it on charge and I'll come back to you. This video is going to be so long. So I'm back now. It's about an hour later actually, but you won't know that, will you? What a secret I shared with you. So I think I was on this question. Let's get right back to it. Let's get stuck in. All right. So which day do you do meal prep and how long does it take usually? Because I love to watch it and the reason behind it, please tell me. So Wednesday is usually when I do meal prep because that's the day we do our shopping. And if I'm doing like a full meal prep and recording it and stuff, sometimes it takes long and I might end up doing it on Thursday as well. but it's because I'm filming, and that just takes a little bit longer than if I'm doing it and not filming it. And I've got to take a lot of breaks in the evenings because the kids are home then. If I'm not filming, it just takes a couple of hours. And the reason I do it, because you know what, I don't love cooking. I'm okay with it, but the days I don't do meal prep, say I've not done any meal prep and I'm making curry and rice, not even chapatis take longer, curry and rice, I could be in the kitchen for like 2 hours, not because the meal itself takes long, maybe the prep, washing dishes. So I like to save time on most days so that I can do other things and I can sit inside with the kids or just relax with them, because life is not all about feeding your family, even though that is my duty and I take it as my duty. Some mums or women want to share it out more, and that's completely fine, but for me that's my form of giving love. That's what I see as part of the motherly nurturing role. That's me feeding my family with love. Yeah, I take pride in that role, and a lot of people said, your kid's not happy, do your kids not happy, where are your kids, why are you doing this, why are you doing that? I've explained about my daughter, so she's kind of out of the question. She will try and help here and there. No, she won't actually, who am I kidding? When she was younger, she would maybe wash dishes and then the whole surface would be soaking wet. My older boys, they do help. They need a bit of encouragement. When I'm cooking dinner, like, I'm not going to wait around for someone to cut some onions for me. It's just quicker if I do it myself. Yeah, so why do I do the meal prep? Because I don't want my life to revolve around cooking. Also, so that I have time for other things and working from home, things like that. Some other things that I enjoy, you know. I do enjoy things myself. It's not all about other people and feeding them. I have to do things for myself as well, whether that's working on my own projects or just taking time out for myself. All right, loves. Hope that makes sense. So the next question, Salam says, what are your children studying at college and uni? Walaikum salam, my love. So, okay, my eldest, he did college. So he studied at college. Then he hasn't gone uni. I don't know if he ever wants to go uni. He's just gaining experience right now. It's really difficult. Like, I want to encourage him and push him towards a certain direction. But at the same time, he's just not feeling it. He's not studious, is that the word? He's not into studying at all. Maybe when he's older, maybe once he's married, he'll want to take studying further. You know, when you're older and you mature, maybe he'll want to move somewhere and then look into different careers and think, okay, I need to get this qualification to get into this particular career. So right now, because he's not married, he's not really looking to get married, and you know, he's not got a particular focus, so he's just gaining experience. So that's been a bit difficult for me as a mother, trying to, you know, work around that and not feel like I'm failing him and did I do good with him, because he just is not really interested in much. And like I said, I find it hard with boys. So yeah, that's my eldest, but alhamdulillah, you know, we've got plenty of time, inshallah. He's only young, he's only 20. I know it feels like the world's going by at that age and all your friends and stuff and peers are doing something. Yeah, inshallah he'll find his feet, and inshallah he'll do something that he enjoys and he can actually do well in. My second eldest, he has his place for university next year. Mashallah, he's really, really bright. I don't like to praise my kids too much, especially putting it out to the public there, but just like I've told you, my third child, my daughter, has autism. He's gifted and talented. He was when he was growing up. So it's like a special category for those that are extra, extra bright. So mashallah, he's really smart. He outdoes me any day. So if you didn't know, I'm qualified as a maths teacher. So he's just done his A-levels last year, and he would ask me questions to do with maths and I'm clueless. And he's like, Mum, you know, I'm a bit disappointed. And to myself, I'm thinking, I'm just a fake, really. I'm an imposter. Don't really know what I'm going on about half the time. So mashallah, he did really well in his A-levels. I don't take credit for any of it, because if I take credit for his being gifted and talented, I have to take credit for my autistic daughter as well. So do you get what I mean? Sometimes parents are so proud of their kids, but obviously a lot of parents do encourage their kids and have a lot to do with it, but ultimately that's him and that's her, and it's from Allah at the end of the day. So anyway, yeah, mashallah, he did amazingly at his A-level. So proud of him for that. So chemistry, biology, maths, he got 2 A stars and an A. So wow, to get those at A-level. So alhamdulillah, very, very proud of him, and he's got his place at uni. Inshallah, he's going next year. So he's home for now. He's just kind of taking, like I mentioned in another video, a gap year. I don't want to force him out and be like, you have to get a job or you have to do this. You know, he's worked hard at his A-levels, he's done well, he's got his place at uni. It will kind of be easy on him. My daughter, like I mentioned, autistic, she's at college and they do more life skills with her. So like I said, she doesn't read or write. She's never going to be independent. She's going to have to be looked after by someone. So these are things you worry about as you get older. Elderly parents. So it's good for her. She's got lots of siblings, inshallah. Or like you can get a carer and stuff. I was watching an interview that Colin Farrell, he's an actor, and his son has a condition and he has like a full-time carer. Obviously he's really rich, he's an actor and he lives in a big wonderful house. And yeah, inshallah, if I'm ever rich, she's gonna get her own carer. That's it. Uthman, he's at high school, secondary school. Younger ones are doing fine, alhamdulillah. They're not at college or uni just yet. So on to the next question. Salam Shamsa, wa alaikum salam, love. My question is, have you ever had, do you currently have any insecurities? Who doesn't, of course? If so, how do you deal with them or put them aside while doing this job? Okay, I take it you mean like being online and stuff. So of course, I've talked about this in the past, like my nose was a big, no pun intended, insecurity when I was growing up. Weight as well was an issue. Even my skin colour being darker than some of my siblings, and you know, in the Asian community that's a big issue, isn't it? Being a few shades darker than other people is crime of the century. So of course, yeah, I did have insecurities and I do, but I think I've been online long enough where I don't really care. Like people can say things about my nose, I'll take the mick out my nose myself and it wouldn't hurt me, alhamdulillah. You know, the funny thing is, yeah, I was on Instagram and someone was following me and his profile picture, I'm pretty sure it's a man because men do things like that, they're a bit strange sometimes. The profile picture was of a woman with a larger nose, and then I clicked on it because I was curious, and there was like pictures of different women with like larger noses, and I thought, this guy's got a fetish for big noses, hasn't he? That's why he's following me. So I got a bit worried that he's going to start putting pictures of my nose on there, but I don't know where that page is now. I didn't look back at it, but yeah, that was kind of funny. Like I was saying earlier about TikTok, you've got all sorts of people on there, all types of body shapes, sizes, different facial features, different abilities, and it doesn't matter really, does it, anymore? In the past, like I said, you'd have to be a bit more put together or look amazing, but nowadays, like, anyone and everyone is online, so there's lots of people with insecurities, and yes, I do have them if I think about them, but I think I'm past it at this age. I've got other things to worry about, bigger fish to fry, as they say. I haven't got time or the energy to think about my insecurities and my nose, really. And in terms of weight, do I feel insecure? No, not really. I would like to lose weight, but that's about it, really. So the next question, in your small pockets of time in the week, how do you unwind and de-stress while the kids are around? While they're around, does that happen? No, I'm joking. As they're getting older, I play with them, have fun with whatever task they're doing. Nusayba loves treating me like I'm a doll. So she does makeup on me, she does my hair, and it really hurts sometimes. Like I said, my older daughter, I've said it about 10 times now, I've made it quite clear, she's autistic. So Nusayba sadly, unfortunately, can't play with her in that way because her reactions are unpredictable, my older daughter. So instead she plays with me. So that's why I said I'd love if Nusayba had like a little sibling, a little sister. She's got plenty of siblings, mashallah. And actually I'm gonna try and insert, if I remember, I'll stick this clip in of this interesting video that I saw on Instagram. I think it was Instagram Reels, about siblings and the importance of having good relations with your siblings. So if I find it, it's gonna be right in here.
Your parents are there at the beginning of your life, but they might not be there at the end. Your children will be there from the middle of your life towards the end, but they're not there at the beginning. Your siblings are the only people who are there from the beginning of your life till the end of your life. That's why it's of paramount importance that your relationship with your siblings is tight. You should be able to trust each other. You should be able to work together. You should be able to combine your knowledge, your skills, your money, your expertise, everything, so that you can build a strong family unit in the future. This is why I believe we should all strive to have like 5+ children, because if you have 6, 7, 8 kids and they are all good with each other and they work together, 7 or 8 people can create so much for each other. You can have a support system, you can look after each other's kids, you can do business together, you can travel together, you can learn from one another if you're in different fields and different professions. It is the ultimate cheat code to life because you share blood. You should have such a level of trust with them that you don't even think they're going to do you wrong. Like, your siblings should have your back just like your parents.
So in terms of de-stressing and unwinding with the kids, I'll make like hot chocolates with them. You've seen me do that. And then we'll sit and watch a movie and relax, and just sitting and holding your babies and hugging them and playing with them. That's my way of de-stressing. Hugging releases happy hormones. So just hug the babies when you feel like you need a little squeeze. Next question, could you let us know what book you are reading? Haven't seen you with a book for a while now. Would like to know what type of books you like. It's so sweet that you've noticed that I've not really had a book with me for a while. And I was reading, it's called The Drift. I did get it from the library. I haven't got past like a couple of pages because I just don't get the time. I'm always keeping myself busy with other stuff, either intentionally or unintentionally. So because I've been quite busy, I've not really had a chance to sit and read, but it's a good book. It's like a thriller. I love thrillers. I want to read It Ends With Us. I've been meaning to read it for a while. I got it from the charity shop, and then I wanted to watch the movie after it, but I haven't got around to that yet as well. And I was meant to get like a Christmas book. I've got loads of books that I bought from Poundland in the past. I've got like 2 really nice like Christmassy ones. I love Christmas movies and Christmas books, even though I don't celebrate. It's just a wonderful cozy atmosphere. But yeah, I wanted to read one of those over the Christmas holidays. Nearly done, inshallah. Only a couple, I hope, because I'm sure you're tired and I'm getting tired as well. Haven't talked this much in ages, I don't think. It's like a therapy session. Yes, it is. Next question, what are the places or organizations where a housewife can learn skills and can earn through online jobs? Would appreciate the response. Jazakallah khair. Why am I thinking of evening courses at college where you can learn different skills? I know Manchester College probably does things like that, but colleges usually, and like adult learning places, will do courses like that, like baking skills or different types of life skills. I'm sure I've seen things like that and I've thought, oh, that looks fun. If I had the time, I'd do that. It'd be so much joy just going into college and doing a bit of baking or piping a cake. So have a look in your local council. Go to the library. Libraries are like the heart and joy of the community. Go into your local library, find out if there's any life skill courses or homemaking courses. I'm sure there'll be something and they'll point you in the right direction. And in terms of earning money online, so I've made an entire channel about making money from home and working from home. So it's called Muslimah Mumpreneurs. I haven't uploaded much on there because I've just been so busy, but I'll link it in the description. And for the past year, I've actually been trying out different things, which I'll talk about on that channel. Past few years, actually. Yeah, check out that channel. But there's loads of ways of earning money working from home. YouTube, do a search. Work from home jobs for Muslim women even. I made a video like that ages ago when I kind of first started YouTube, and I actually wrote a blog post. I need to remake a video in that same kind of theme because it seems like it got a lot of hits and a lot of people are looking for that. Inshallah, a bit of research for you will go a long way, my lovely. Next question, how do you cope with 1 to 3 year olds? I would like another baby, but my first 2 were hard. Make lots of dua, I guess. They're hard work, aren't they? They're really cute though. Come on, they're soft and squidgy. Pick them up and give them a squeeze and hug them and eat them. And that'll make you feel better. Routine, very important. When the kids are playing up, give them a bath or take them for a walk in the pram. Those have been like the best things ever when the kids are not settled. Try to get as much help as possible and accept that it might be hard work, but inshallah, it'll be worth it. And think about the future. Just what I said earlier, basically. Inshallah, you can do it. If you think you can handle it, do it. Don't force yourself, love. Inshallah, it'll work out though. Next question, how do you deal with discipline and tantrums? Alhamdulillah, I now have 2 children, a toddler and a newborn, and really struggling. Wow, is that the most difficult thing ever? Toddler, newborn, very, very difficult. They rule the roost, love. Sorry about that. Just be firm with them. Like I said, I'm the softer parent. So at that age though, Akil's a softer parent as well. It's when they get older that he gets a bit tougher with them. They kind of walk all over you at that age. So I'm trying to think of discipline. Just tell them no. No means no. When you're outdoors and, for example, they might be throwing a tantrum in the shop, sometimes you just have to give in. We're not perfect parents. You want your life a little bit easier. So for example, you may be giving them a tablet when you're outdoors, will keep them calm for a bit, or a dummy, even though people might look at you and think, why is your baby still in a dummy? But your babies are young. You know, things that people might frown at, but they're not the ones looking after that child. So as long as it's not harming them and it's like a temporary thing, just kind of give in sometimes. For example, I'm trying to think of another example. They really want this particular sweet and they don't stop crying in the shop. Just give in for that one time, because your life with such young babies is difficult enough as it is. So, you know, taking those little shortcuts here and there won't make much of a difference. Like my kids are older as well, some of them. Life is beyond our control sometimes. Some of our kids have more needs than others. Some are doing better than others, and a lot of it is out of our control sometimes. So there wouldn't have been much I could have done when the kids were younger to change how they are when they're older. There are some things, but generally, you know, life is going to take them where it's going to take them. And as long as you're trying your best and don't make your life more difficult than it needs to be, they're going to have tantrums. Watch Super Nanny episodes on YouTube. I used to love watching Super Nanny. She's really good. Okay, just 2 more questions, I think. So next question, do your children argue? And if so, how do you resolve the fights without shouting? I'm an only child but have 3 boys and I'm convinced they hate each other. The way they argue, yeah, they probably do hate each other for a little while, but then when they get older, they won't be able to get enough of each other. They love each other to bits, inshallah. Of course, my kids argue. They don't have like full-blown arguments, but they will argue here and there. Is it more of a girly thing? I don't know. I'm thinking because I've got boys. They don't have like full-on arguments, but they will insult each other. And I guess when they were younger, they would fight, but they weren't crazy like fighting as well. So I won't really shout. I'm sure you can probably tell I'm not much of a shouter unless I really lose it. And then they get a bit scared. If I'm shouting, that means I'm very lost it. Clearly I've lost how to talk as well, but I'm really angry by that point, and then they kind of disperse or quiet down. With Akil, he will be more shouty, so they listen straight away. They won't even take the mic with him. They expect shouting more from Akil. So yeah, don't worry, it's phases that they go through. Just to separate them. Sometimes, like, you'll be surprised, it'll be one of my older ones actually, let's say an 18-year-old arguing with a 6-year-old. So what do you do then? You tell the older one, go to your room. Sometimes he might need to pray or something. Go to your room, lock the door, go do your prayer. Separate them, because sometimes you just have to separate them because they can't leave each other alone, and then they irritate each other and then you end up getting irritated. So get that separation done. Go to your room, get out of the way, and that usually helps a little bit, and try and distract maybe the younger one. Final question. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. What kind of job do you and your husband have now? So yeah, myself, maths teacher by profession, failed maths teacher clearly. I used to do supply teaching, which is where I'd just go into work, do the job, cover lessons that the teachers are absent for, maybe short term or for like a couple of weeks, and then come home, don't bring any work home, which was great, and that was what I wanted. Currently, since having Ayub, not done any work outside the house. I'm working online at the moment. I do YouTube content creation, looking into different things to do online. That's why I created that other channel. Also, for the past year, one main thing I've been doing is Amazon FBA, selling on Amazon, getting familiar with that. So I'm going to make a video on that channel, inshallah, about my year of selling on Amazon FBA, how that's gone, what I've learned, hoping to share it with those of you who are interested in something like that, because when you see it on social media, it seems like people are making money, like loads of money, and it's easy, and I wanted to just share like the pros, cons, the difficulties and things like that. So yeah, I also sell on eBay, which is really easy, and I don't do much at all, and a couple of other online things which I'm going to share on that channel when I get around to it. YouTube is probably what I do mainly, and I'm trying to get back into more of a routine with it, inshallah. And I don't really want to work outside the home. I'd like to just be able to work for myself and make enough money, inshallah, and just be happy to kind of work from home, go out when I need to, and socialize in different ways. And that's it really. That's me. Akil, what he does is flexible work. So alhamdulillah, that's perfect for the family at the moment because of school drop-offs, pickups. It's quite complicated because there's a couple of schools that they go to, the kids. For now, he's doing flexible working. So he's not at a permanent kind of place. Works out just fine for us, alhamdulillah. Blessings are from Allah. We have to be grateful. because if there's anything the past year and a half, what with what's going on in Gaza and learning what's happened in Syria, we have to be grateful for all our blessings and say alhamdulillah. That's all I can say, you know, because people out there, you might feel like your life is really difficult, and a lot of people don't like this way of talking, but a lot of people have got it a lot worse. So you have to put your life into context and not compare yourself to those whose lives look perfect. And you have to realise that people have their own struggles. Like, I don't talk about my struggles really on here, but I'm sure many of you were not aware of how difficult life can be sometimes and what kind of children I have and things like that. But anyway, I hope it's helped you learn a little something. I hope it's helped you be a little bit more grateful for your lives, inshallah. And all the best. We got this, loves. Life's too short to stress. Have fun. Chill with me. And that's all I've got to say. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's really, really long. I'm just thinking about editing it. I'll probably fall asleep while editing, which I do sometimes. I'm going to go. Jazakallah. Thank you so much for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And inshallah, see you in the next one. Take care. Salam. Bye.